Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Flying Over 50 at Any Age. I am Cyrus Webb, joined by my lovely co host, Makeda Smith, celebrity publicist, and an Amazon best-selling author of the book by the same name. We're glad you all could join us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X. And go ahead and welcome those tuning in also on Instagram so they can be a part of our conversation. And last but certainly not least, going to connect with our friends over on Amazon so we can get into today's show. We are in week number 26 of our series, day 26 in the book. And we're now live on the Amazon Live platform with Flying Over 50 at Any Age. I'm Cyrus Webb, joined by Makeda Smith, the author of the book you guys can see in our carousel, either here on the side or down below. If you guys are not following us on the Amazon platform, make sure you guys hit that follow button. We have programming here 6 days a week here on Amazon. So we're glad you all could be with us. Makeda, my friend, how we doing?
Hi, Cyrus. How are you?
I'm doing extraordinary. Week number 26, Makeda. Tell them what you
Yes,
told me
yes,
when I brought that up
counting
earlier.
down. Counting down.
We are counting down. Hello to you, Cynthia. Good to be able to see you over there on IG. Glad you
Hello.
could join us. Going to get and send you a welcome message over there on IG. And again, I appreciate you guys being with us. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys put those in the chat. You guys are going to love today's message. If you guys joined us for week number 25 last week, Makeda talked about an experience she had about going viral and how she dealt with, the attention that came from that. We have a continuation of that today. But Makeda, I want to talk to you about last week before we get into today, because you have experienced something, ironically, it was new for you in the sense that as a publicist, you're used to, of course, promoting your clients and what they're
Mhm.
doing. What was it like for you as the publicist to be able to get all that attention?
You mean the negative attention?
Well, I guess okay, yeah, I guess we could say that.
Well, the negative attention was nerve wracking. The positive attention was wonderful, but the negative attention was definitely nerve wracking.
Gotcha. Good.
Yeah.
Were you? I know you talked about it in the chapter last week. The only reason why I'm teeing it
Mhm.
up this way because we're going to continue that today with our message. But when you were writing that, what was it like for you to kind of reflect back on that? I mean, was it completely unexpected for you?
You mean when it happened?
Right when
The
it happened, right?
negative oh yes, it was completely unexpected because as I said last week, in the pole community, the pole dance community, pollers, we post our feats online. We post when we make progress, we post, it's like a community, it's how we communicate with each other. So in my mind, I really wasn't, thinking about outside people looking in.
Right.
So when someone reposted one of my dance posts and put a negative caption with it and it went viral, it totally like caught me off guard.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, what y'all doing in my business? I didn't post that for you.
Yeah, and it is, and like I said, the reason why I wanted to go back to that, and for those who missed that show, I invite you to go back because I think it's in many ways, Makeda, it says more about us as society than it
Yeah.
does about you. And what I mean by that is, and I thought about this after last week's show,
Mhm.
that it's so interesting that we live in a world that tells us to celebrate ourselves, to tell us to feel good about ourselves. And yet, when we share something, we have this entitlement as society to feel like we have a right to tell someone that what they're doing is good or not. Right? I
Yeah.
think about celebrities today, and for whatever reason, you look at some of these videos that get so much attention, tearing down other people, or dissecting someone else's life. What was it like for you to be on the receiving end of that, considering the media world that you're in?
Well, I have to interject and say,
Yeah.
first of all, what's my thought? Is that what I think now, having survived going viral several times now, and
Mhm.
now being an influencer and kind of, you know, having more savvy interacting with the internet than I did back then.
Gotcha.
I think a lot of times when we celebrate ourselves, we trigger people who are unable to celebrate themselves and who are unhappy within themselves. And because a lot of times, like I just had a couple of posts that just went viral in the last month or so. And now it's so much different from when I had gone viral before, because now when I go viral, like 85-90% of the comments are totally positive, and as opposed to like 85% of the comments used to be negative.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the 10 or 15% that are negative people, when you go look at their profiles, either they don't have a picture, or they have very few followers, or
Yeah.
they don't post themselves.
Right.
And it's like you almost can't even take their negative comments seriously, even though they're aggravating. You can't even take them seriously, because it's like, well, who are you to even judge me if you're not doing anything on your own page?
Right.
So like, so you're really just sitting around making negative comments on people who are able to celebrate themselves, because you obviously can't celebrate yourself. And so again, it also feeds into how our society, or how the world in general, is built on an under layer of negativity. Negativity is like, the frequency of negativity is sustained and promoted, which is why it's so important for us to keep putting positivity out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered your question, because I think
No.
I got kind of off track, but
No, that does. That does. But I love what you said there, for those who missed it. And hello to you, Dan Burns. We were just talking about films. Dan Burns is not only a talented author, but also he's he actually has a film that's at the film festival right now. Makeda, he's joining us over there on IG. Hello to you, Ed Porter, as well. I love the point that you said about it. Basically, it triggers people who have not learned how to celebrate themselves, or have not been celebrated, I think, too. And I totally agree with you. A lot of times these people have private posts, no profiles, no profile pictures, but they're these keyboard assassins. That, that end up sharing stuff. But see, I think what the reason why, again, I wanted to talk about this before I read today's message, Makeda. I think by this point in the book, compared to all the other things you've gone through, this had to be a walk in the park for you, right? I mean, because I thought about, if the Makeda Smith we've met at this point has gone through losing everything, gone through surviving abuse, gone through going through career changes, all of that. So did you find like that? Did you feel like that kind of helped you to be fortified for things like that?
You know what? That's interesting you would say that, because when in the first onset of going through, like when that post went viral, everything else that I had gone through disappeared. So it really didn't help me get through it, because this was so new and so different and so disconcerting. It really like threw me off, until at some point I had to sit and gather myself, and then consciously sit and think about things that I have gone through and things I have survived, so I know I would get through this. So like at the onset of it, I was really like kind of under the bed again. I was just like, oh my God, maybe I should stop pole dancing. Maybe I should stop polling. Why is this happening to me? I'm just minding my own business, trying to like stay alive. Why are these folks attacking me? I don't even know them. It really kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
So I think like every challenge we go through is a different challenge with a different lesson. So even though we may have gone through other challenges, every challenge is new. So you kind of got to find your way through it. And then you come back and you remember the foundation of other challenges that you have gone through. So you know you will get through this challenge. But I don't know if the other challenges specifically arm you to get through the new challenge. They fortify you, but they may not specifically arm you and give you the tools. I had to kind of learn the tools to get through this, because this was like something totally different. It was like something totally different, because there were literally like some of those posts back then got in the hundreds and thousands. A couple of posts were in the millions. I think
Wow.
I made World Star and it had like millions. And
Yeah.
it was all negative. And it was
Yeah.
like being an empath and being a sensitive individual. It felt like millions of people were like
Gotcha.
in
Gotcha.
my head dogging
Right.
me out.
Wow. That's, you just made me think about something else. Hey, Makeda, good to be able to see you. Another talented author on IG. Glad you could join us.
Hey.
But Makeda, I'm so glad you said that's why I love these conversations, because you just made me think about something that was when you said that you didn't think those things played a role. And I guess then it clicked in the other point, all the other things no one else knew about. No
Yeah.
one knew
Yeah.
about the abuse. No one knew
Yeah.
about the bankruptcy. No one knew about the car. No one knew. But here was all these eyes. So I see it. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. That
Yeah.
you were literally under the microscope versus everything else, you were, to use the
Like
phrase, going
private
through it in
battles.
silence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were private battles. This was like
Right.
a public battle. It was
Right.
and it was like it was just public. So because when you go viral like that, people try to find you, they try to
Mhm.
go on your page and see more. It was just like it just felt like I was so exposed.
Got it. Got it. Well, it's a great setup for our today's message. So for those who are just tuning in, and I appreciate all of you guys coming in, even there on Amazon, you all are watching um, Flying Over 50 at Any Age with Makeda Smith, who's celebrity publicist and the Amazon bestselling author of this book. We are going through, her book is a 30-day journey, but we've been splitting this up into 30 weeks. And this is week number 26. Makeda's getting very sad that we're about to come to an end here. But
So sad. So
we're gonna go ahead and get into today's message, and that message is this. I'm gonna pull up on the screen for you guys. Day 26: battles can block and they can bless. It was my haters who helped position me as an influencer, but it was my lovers, love hers, who elevated me. When you merge with your inner commitment, yes, you will get tested. I went viral again 6 years after the first time. This time it was 2022 when I posted a celebratory birthday post on my Instagram. I had hit 61 years in age and was recovering from COVID at the time. Exhausted, I remember dragging myself out of bed because birthday posts are mandatory to me, as I consider it an honor to still be vibrant and alive in my body. I usually post a pole dance video on my birthday, but I didn't have the energy this time. So I simply walked around my pole in some fabulous pink fur heels and a white robe, opening the robe to reveal a pink two-piece bikini suit. The post acknowledges that even though I was turning 61, 61 is 16 reversed. That post now has over 160,000 views on my Instagram page and has been shared close to 10,000 times and has well over 5,000 likes. The post was reposted, remixed, and shared on so many other pages, I literally could not keep count. So many folks left negative comments, but guess what? Many, if not more, applauded me this time. My first time going viral prepared me for the second time years later. My fight back the first time not only taught me how to handle the negative blows better emotionally, but also laid a foundation for the new support and love. And as a bonus, my birthday present from the universe, I gained an additional 7,000 followers. Battles can destroy you or they can make you better. It's not so much about winning as it is overcoming your challenges. What's a personal battle that almost took you under? Did it defeat you or did it make you stronger? Did the same battle come around and try to test you again? And there we can see the picture there. So, Makeda, that's why, again, I wanted to set up this conversation the way I did, because I think it's so interesting. As you said here at the end, battles can destroy you or they can make you better. What was
Mhm.
it like for you this time around at the age of 61, to be able to see how you had grown since that first time going viral?
Yeah. It's interesting about going viral on Instagram even now because for me, I don't know, maybe some people have figured out the method, but I never tried to go viral. I never post a post saying this post is going to go viral. And
Right.
when you see the post, like when a post goes viral, it throws me so off guard.
Mm.
Like it's like I'm not even planning it, because this post, I literally climbed out of bed because I had just gotten over COVID, but you still not, I still wasn't at optimum.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't post, but I told myself, it's your birthday, you have to post. Because usually on my birthday, I put on like super high heels and dance and do
Mm.
pole tricks. And I was like, I can't do pole tricks. I really don't feel well. I'm just gonna climb out of bed, put on the face of makeup, walk around this pole, and get back in the bed. So it literally blew me away when that post went viral, because I was like, I had COVID. I wasn't trying to, it was crazy. But it was so different this time, because this time, as opposed to the first time I went viral, it was like 90% negativity. This time it was really maybe like 80% positive, or maybe 70% positive, and
Mhm.
it wasn't as negative as it was. So that was really nice. But because of the first time going viral, and having undergone the weight of so much negativity, this negativity that I received kind of just flowed off me. It was like, yeah, whatever. Like, y'all tried to take me out before, y'all not taking me out now. And I was bombarded with so much love and so much positivity that it didn't even matter.
Mm. It's funny. Look, I smiled when you said, "Look, if COVID didn't take you out, definitely you could deal with some comments."
That part, right?
you know, hey, there are definitely worse things in the world. So, I mean, it's so interesting, and you bring up a really good point. Since there's so many, that's why I said there's so many layers to what you shared in this book. Because you're right. Some people, like I've never had a viral moment, like that.
Mhm.
I never tried to have a viral moment, but you're right. For some people, that is the thing. Do you think that also is what helped you to deal with it? Because your posts do well anyway, on IG. So, but do
Yeah.
you think just you're being so authentically you and not trying to do something for shock and awe? Do you think that's one of the reasons why you get the support overall that you do?
I guess I haven't been able. You mean, wait, you're not talking about going viral, you're just talking about the regular
Yeah,
support.
yeah, yeah, right.
Oh,
Just a regular,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think because I really try to remain authentic, and I'm always trying to give off a positive message.
Mhm.
And usually, like, really, when I post, I'm really posting for me. I'm really giving myself a message, or giving myself emotional support or spiritual support. So it's interesting because, like, for instance, the other day I posted that I was having a melancholy Monday.
Mm.
So I went through, like, I was really having a really sad, moody Monday. So I posted something that reflected that I was having a sad, moody Monday. And I said, I just want to remind everybody, be gentle with yourselves. But that was
Mm.
because I had to remind myself to be gentle with myself.
Right.
So I post a really self-therapy that I guess other people get the benefit from. And today when I logged on to Instagram, and there was a comment under my post that said, "How did you know I was having a really bad Monday? Thank you." And it's
Wow.
like, I didn't know. But it's so interesting, because being authentic with myself resonates with other people. And it's
Yeah.
almost like, because I always say, it takes a village, and we're all like psychically connected to each other. So if I'm having a bad Monday, or a really moody Monday, there probably is somebody else out there who's having a really moody Monday. And if I'm having to tell myself to be gentle with myself, there's probably somebody else out there who needs that same message. So I
Yeah.
don't know, like, I really don't post I really don't post for other people. I really post because I need the therapy.
Right. Right.
And then, like I said, other people find it so relatable.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that is the great thing, but it also shows the connection you're able to have with your audience as well. Let's talk about the questions you have for this one, Makeda.
Uh-huh.
Because you asked us what's a personal battle that almost took you under. Did it defeat you? And did you defeat it, or did it make
Yeah.
you stronger? What has that been like for you now at this point, considering everything you've gone through, including dealing with the dark side of the internet? What's it been like for you to see how you've overcome each and every challenge?
I don't even think about it until you ask me these questions, Cyrus. um, because but it's very interesting because it's something that we all should think about. Because if we think about the battles we have overcome, they fortify us for the battles that are still ahead of us. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so I mean, like, there's some days, I'm sure everybody goes through this, where like I'm just tired. I'm just like, like, what's that movie, Groundhog Day?
Hmm.
It's like, here we go again, a whole nother day. I'm like, I'm just tired. I'm tired. But it's like you can't really get tired. And if you think about what you've been through and where you are now, then you just have to like relax and continue to flow.
Yeah. Love that. So, what is your hope? What do you want people to take from your experience, as we discussed last week and this week, Makeda, about, um, for one, not allowing themselves to be defined by others, but
Yeah.
also two, realizing your own personal strength.
Well, you really can't let yourself be defined by others, because I have to say this. Usually, when people are criticizing you, they really can't do what you do, or they aren't doing what you do, because it goes back to like the negative comments on social media.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, in the pole community, if there's someone who is training as a pole athlete and artist, they're very rarely, if ever, going to criticize someone else who's doing the same thing, because we understand the struggle and the battle and the tenacity and the body aches. Like, we understand it. So you're not going to degrade a person who's attempting the same thing. So
Mhm.
the people who are criticizing you on social media or whoever, like I said, you're probably triggering something in them, because they're not achieving their personal best. They're not striving to be better. They're not doing something that takes them out of their comfort zone. They're just sitting back, like, talking about you. It's like, now when someone challenges me on social media, I had somebody tell me that, I don't know what they was telling me, something about how I was doing the flip, and I moved so slow or something. It was some crazy comment. I went to their page. They didn't even have a photo. And so I said to them, well, one, I'm 65, 64. How old are you? Do you work out? Can you show me a post of you doing the same pole trick I did, and then tell me your age, and then we can have a conversation? Otherwise, like, your whole comment is totally irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because another pole dancer would never come on my page and say, oh my God, that little trick you did was nothing. Because no trick on the pole, elevated on the pole, where you're lifting up your body weight, is nothing, no matter how slow, how fast, how smooth you do it or not. It is literally an intense physical effort.
Right.
Well, for somebody to come on your page and say something crazy. So it's no matter what you do. When people come on your page and say, oh, and they make negative comments, look at what they're doing. They probably ain't doing nothing. So their comment is
Mm,
totally invalidated. So
exactly. I
that's
totally agree.
that's crazy.
Hey,
Hey,
Melissa, how you doing? Good to see you.
and then the other part is just with challenges. Challenges are just doors so we could get to our next blessing. So we have to overcome those challenges because that's the only way we get to our next blessing. When I went viral that first time, if I hadn't overcome that challenge with millions, literally millions of people in my ear telling me that I was less than, that I was crazy, that, whatever, they were all negative comments, 99% of them. If I hadn't overcome that battle, I wouldn't be here talking to you on this show right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great reminder for all of us. Again, everyone, it's day number 26 of Makeda's book, Battles Can Block and They Can Bless, from her book, Flying Over 50 at Any Age, week number 26 of our series. Makeda, we're truly on countdown mode at this point. I've been telling Makeda for weeks this has been flying by. Now, all of a sudden, to her, it's becoming real. Makeda, another great show, though. How can our audience stay connected with you?
I'm at Flying Over 50 and at the Makeda Method. Those are my social media handles, and they're also my website.
There you go. Makeda, another great episode. Looking forward to next week, week number 27.
27.
There you go. Hello to you. I'm sorry, Secrets in Legacy Media. Hello to you, Sheila. Hello to you. I think that's correct. Over there on IG. Glad you all could join us. If you guys came in late and missed part of the show, don't worry. It will be living on whatever platform you guys are joining us on. Really appreciate all the love over there on Amazon, too. If you guys have not gotten Makeda's book, you all can get the Kindle edition, you guys can see there, for $5.99. Or you can get the paperback like I have here for $9.99. So make sure you guys get that as well. Until next time, thank you all so much for joining us for Flying Over 50 at Any Age. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye, everybody. Blessings.